It's GoldenSaucer.net podcast episode 265.
There's like a fan blowing directly into your mic.
I'll turn it off. Don't worry. Like this way.
Yeah, it sounds better.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot better, actually. Say something.
No, it's off now. It's like.
All right, it does sound better.
Yeah, it's too hot in here for no fan. I can get the baby fan, but I hate the baby fan. All right, so we got Alf back in Pog form.
What's up?
Look, there you go. There he is.
He's a Pog?
He's a Pog.
Like a Pog champ?
No, just like the little circular disc. All right, so we're all running late, so we're gonna do a quick one. Anyone?
Works for me. I'm burning through data.
Well, I don't know why you just don't connect to Cox Wi-Fi, like I said.
There's no Cox Wi-Fi, Jack. There's nothing here.
I'm gonna check your address. I'm gonna give you your address right now.
Send me your IP.
Let's go.
All right. So, anyone? As we always do, we're gonna talk about what the fuck you've been playing, some bullshit, and then news, and then we'll get out of here. Most of the news is just gonna be PS5. So, anyone have anything interesting they've been playing? Alf, we haven't seen you in a while. What's been up?
Nothing. Quarantine life and working. That's pretty much it. Nothing crazy. Sorry, nothing to report.
You didn't go to the beach and get the COVID?
No, absolutely not.
It's good to hear, I guess.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm looking at controllers. Something to keep my hands busy. Anyway, Kyle, how are things been going? See your cat's
Good.
still there?
Yeah. He's just going to be a part of the podcast now.
Wow.
You can try to get some Finn audio. Hey, man.
I heard him. Don't worry.
All right.
He got a nice chair, wooden chair there. I see.
Yeah. So that's the second,
It's player
like
2.
half of. It's like second half of the office. Yeah, I can like hold on.
Aww.
There's like the other. There's some. There you go.
Yeah, it looks nice.
There's like
Look at them Lysol wipes.
the switch dock, and this right here is a stupid oil diffuser.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah. Look, I like how your Lysol wipes are correct, but I know for a fact mine is Stomping Grounds right here is backwards as fuck.
It's just correct on the stream.
Nah, it goes. Yeah, exactly. Discord, when you cap, it goes out correct, but it appears incorrect. That's so
Word.
stupid.
Oh,
So because I'm capturing what I see, it's stupid. Anyway. Also, no one ever asked about my bucket. It's a bucket for leaky water. It leaks in the bucket.
what bucket?
Balls pop out of his mouth.
Yeah, we're doing video, Alf.
I'm seeing the video. I don't see a bucket.
What is the gray thing that he's pointing at?
Well, okay. So when I'm doing it on my phone, I only see his head. I don't see anything else. It crops it.
It's like this. That's pretty good.
Yeah, you get cropped, so like the whole right half is missing. All right.
That's great.
Now I know.
That's excellent.
Yeah. Now I know what a podcaster feels like when they listen to us. For visual gags.
Hey, I see what's going out. Like, don't worry about what's down here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Alf, like, since you've been gone the longest, nothing interesting. No new developments. No.
Nothing new developments. Everything's the same old.
But
I wish there was more to report. There's really nothing.
What the fuck you been playing? Still in that Final Fantasy 14? I need to take this away.
No, took a break on that. Played some Terraria just because of the new patch. That was the last one that was coming up.
The
beat
final
game.
patch.
Sorry?
That final patch that had like a bunch of updates and shit, right?
Yeah, and what's funny is that the whole idea of it was to play and get to it. We beat the game and just never got around to the final patch content, so okay. But it was fun. It was a good game. I played it on the console a long time ago and never played on the PC. It was fun to play with friends and actually knew what the hell they were doing and could guide me. So, and then we played Starbound. After that, I guess it's the branching off of Terraria to go to Starbound right away. That was fun. Didn't know what the hell I was doing either. Just fun doing stuff. And now I'm playing Phantasy Star Online 2. I don't know. You asked me how I got here.
You just like bad old MMOs.
Yeah, I do. What is it? 8-year-old game?
It's beyond 8.
Yeah.
Kyle's over there typing his dissertation.
It's just a Sega arcade MMO. That's what it feels like. So
I think you're on your camera's mic, Kyle. Not the headset mic.
Well,
That's okay. You just have to go to your Discord settings and switch it. It's fine.
input device.
It may
Output
work,
device.
may not.
Does that sound somewhat better?
No, you just got like the echo. You can hear you like echoing.
Hello? How's
Hello.
that sound?
No, it sounds the same. Yeah, wait, something happened there.
Yeah, all right.
That's a little better, probably. I don't know.
Somewhat. All right,
Yeah.
well,
You're fine.
okay.
It was just one of those things where like it was like picking up everything.
Yeah, I changed the settings. So.
Okay. Kyle, have you been playing anything? I know you love. I don't even remember what you were playing last time. Not Animal Crossing. Diablo.
World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft. Yes.
Yeah,
That's right.
I just play WoW all the time now. It's the saddest life.
Oh my god.
It's just bad.
Like me.
I mean, it's good. Like I enjoy it, but like I just have nothing to show. You know what I'm saying? If you want to look at my cool World of Warcraft character and all the shit he has, he's living his best life. But
I know someone who's playing Diablo on the Switch, and they're on like Torment 7. If you want to like pitch a hand in that to spice things up. I don't know if you're still doing that or not.
I'm not. If I play Diablo, it's usually like with a specific friend on Xbox. The Switch version of Diablo is not well optimized.
Fair
It's
enough.
got some real chuggy, framey type situations.
All right. Well, I'm still in the Animal Crossing grind. I'm just still doing the thing where I'm moving stuff around and building that thing out to look how I want it to look so I can never play it again.
Do you even have 10 villagers yet?
No, still 6. I love it.
You're just like living that minimal life.
What do I need 5 stars? Tell me why I need 5 stars. Machete,
First off, you're preaching to the choir, brother. I got 3 stars and fucking dipped.
Machete is not going to show up in my town.
Fucking Mayor McCheese from Pound Town, boy.
Who else? Who else? Elijah Wood, I think. He's not going to show up in my town. Nobody.
During raids, so I raid twice a week right now, and during raids, the Discord is just WoW chat unless somebody brings up Animal Crossing, and then it's just Animal Crossing chat.
Well, I picked up a new game. Shocker.
Oh God, I know where this is going.
Don't worry, I actually played it.
Yeah, I was gonna say you haven't told me anything about it. So
I decided to.
I know the game is not good.
I decided to pick up Game of the Year contender, Maneater. The Shark Evolution open world RPG, the Shark PG, if you will, according to the box. So $40. It shows.
20 too much.
I kind of, I don't mean to crap on it because like I'm only in like the second area of like I think 5 or 6 areas. I will say that there's definitely like it definitely has the open world thing going for it. A lot of side quests that you can pick up are very much like come back later and do this kind of stuff.
Wait, are there like shark NPCs?
Not yet, but I would be surprised. There's the NPCs.
They're gonna add sharks later.
They add sharks later. I guess I say the premise of the game. The premise of the game is you play a shark, bent on revenge for the person who killed your shark mother, and you're actually a.
What? What?
Yeah, I'm playing.
No,
This guy, he's running a shark boat. He catches the mama shark, and you're the baby shark alive in there, and he like brands you by cutting like the back of your back or whatever, and throws you to die in the swamp. Luckily, the swamp is like a brackish water kind of swamp situation, so you can
I was gonna
survive.
say, wait. Oh, okay. It's like a runoff.
Yeah.
There's some salt water up in there that you can.
Right. Yeah, that's what happens. And so you kind of go through, you eat different fish to pick up the different currencies to upgrade your shark. You get experience. As you get experience, you upgrade. As you get more upgrades, you get more abilities. Ability to jump higher out of the water. You have to be able to. It's kind of like there's a lot of collectibles in there to help you upgrade and stuff like that. Finding different checkpoints. One of the things that I'm going to give you the negatives. Like the thing I don't like is the shark doesn't like in the combat's kind of like doesn't feel great. It's like doing dog fights because you're underwater, and then sometimes you got to jump out of water to attack things, and then and that leads to kind of weird things because they want you to eat people, and so sometimes the people go run on the dock, and so then you go to become a land shark to go onto land and pretty aggressively aggressively on land.
There definitely exists in the fantasy realm a land shark.
Well, that's not you, but you could be. I don't know. Maybe you get legs later in the game, and I don't know, but. It's 100% me flopping on the beach to eat people and going up a dock to eat people to try to grab one to jump off the side of the dock to drown them. Or, well, you don't even drown them, you just eat them. So that's kind of annoying. And the other thing is, like, to get between some of the different areas, there's like a sewer system you have to go through. There's no map of the sewer system. So you kind of have to, like, memorize it a little bit, But there is, like, some maps with waypoints and stuff like that and landmarks and things and, like, upgrade paths and... There's a lot to do. Like, there's definitely like a couple things where it's like, hey, this guy, you need to go kill this alligator or this crocodile, but he's level 15 and you're level 4, so come back later, right? The other thing is I die a lot, and the guy who does the voice of Jerry on Rick and Morty is the narrator of the game, so that's real fun. Getting him tell me like, oh, you suck at being a shark. Like, thanks, I really appreciate it. But I mean, for $40, if you were quarantined at home and you want to like laugh at a bad game, I mean, it's not bad. It's not. If you want to be a shark RPG, I mean, like, I don't know. It's the fun is what you make out of it, right? Like jumping over a boat and like grabbing people and trying to chomp them to death. Probably you there's a thing like get even with the mob and you got to go like drown these mobsters by drowning them. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds terrible, but like,
right.
I'd play it. Like,
right. I mean, like, it exists. Like, I pretty much said, like, since I have the shop, I was like, I'm gonna buy this. I'm gonna buy this. I'm gonna put it on the shelf as used, and I'm just gonna be stuck with it forever either way, right? Like,
hopefully somebody just gets it.
Someone's like, $20 is that shark game. I gotta play it. Great, thanks. But yeah. Shark Game. Maneater. That's the name of the TV show that they're filming in the thing in the game that the guy who you're out for revenge against is in. You bite his arm off right at the beginning. So
I mean, he's got to have a reason to be your Ahab. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. There you go. Alf's excited. He's like, "Oh man, I gotta play this."
No, my throat hurts. Damn. All right.
He's like, "I gotta play."
Joey, I'm like kind of feeling your pain. I had some Japanese curry for dinner,
mm-hmm.
And I know yours gets like stuck in like your chest, but I have like a piece of rice that's just in my nasal cavity.
Been there. You gotta.
I tried for like half an hour. I'm just living in constant hell right now. Like,
you gotta do the big snorts, like that. That's about all you can do.
I'm just like kind of waiting for it to
get a piece of spaghetti and thread it through, like Carl with the necklace. It's
I haven't done cocaine before, so I haven't like eroded away all the tissue that like connects those two things.
I mean, it's just like a little flap in there, and it's annoying. It sucks. I've had it. It sucks. It feels terrible. Is
that the duodenum, or is that something else?
Maybe. I can't, like, because we're recording, I can't switch, or else you'll just see me Googling. All right. Let's see. Today's would have been E3, so there's some E3 stuff going on. Let's see. Basically, we can just talk about PS5. Did you guys watch the PS5 thing, or am I the only one who watched it?
No, I didn't watch it. You know why?
I haven't watched it either.
I guess to preface it, I don't have internet right now. It's been out, and I can't tell if it's the damn company or it's the damn modem. So,
all right. So I watched the PS5 thing.
Yeah.
Woof. All right. Did you guys at least look at the pictures of the PS5?
I did look at the picture
cool.
of it. Yeah.
I saw a picture for it. I like it. It's not bad.
The no price, no release date.
The no price thing is weird. I don't get why no price.
They did show the DualSense controller again. Like, they did confirm it has USB-C. There is a disc driveless version, an all digital edition. So 2 SKUs, tastes great together.
Yeah.
Yeah, no price. I mean, everyone kind of says it looks like a modem, like it's like a V, like if you put fins on like an old original Xbox 360.
Yeah, it looks like a stupid gaming router.
Yeah, Go ahead.
Did you see the Photoshop of Seto Kaiba?
Yes, I saw someone who turned into a tech deck.
I haven't seen that.
It just vertically, it just looks like, and they put Kaiba's head on it. It just looks like him wearing a jacket.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
They put it on top of the Cell's head. It looks like Cell's head.
I put one in the Discord as like what y'all getting this Christmas, and it was like the picture of the refrigerator and a router.
Nice.
So, yeah, I don't know, like they showed a lot of games. They showed Gran Turismo 7, which had already leaked. They showed a new Ratchet and Clank, which felt a lot like Knack. That simple platformer that you can build, like for a launch game. Does that make sense? But it was Ratchet and Clank Drift Apart. They're supposed to you can like throw time portals, and not time portals, just like regular portals, and go through them, kind of like the game Portal. So I don't know enough about the Ratchet Clank lore to give you more than that. At some point, there's a not Ratchet. What is he? A Marsupilami? Whatever Ratchet is. He's a fox.
Ratchet. He's like a
Quaxel.
He has an anthropomorphic.
Quaxel.
What's
that? What is it? I don't know. Someone like you. Bandicoot. He's a bandicoot. Anyway. There's that. They showed.
He's a Lombax.
A Lomax. There you
go. Lombax. It's a made-up animal who lives on Veldin.
Okay, well there you go. They show another one.
He wants to leave Veldin with his spaceship and have adventures.
Cool. So they show like another one of them. So there's like cross-dimensional stuff. So that could be fun. They did show the new Spider-Man Miles Morales. That's gonna be cool. Like I was really excited about that because like you got the engine.
Is that DLC for the Spider-Man game, or is this like actual like here's brand new fucking game?
It just said Spider-Man Miles Morales, so it could be either.
Cool.
They also didn't address whether or not some of the stuff was cross-generation or not, but you have to figure like some of it like it's really weird. Like Sony we can talk about this in the news too. Sony has come out and said that like they don't want there to be that much cross-gen stuff. They want everything to be this is PS4, this is PS5. Very much like Microsoft did last generation, where we have a console for you. It's called the PlayStation 4. So like versus Microsoft, who's doing their like, oh no, it works if you got one, it works with all of them. Do it. We don't care. Give us your money.
Yeah.
But Sony is saying we're making a PS5 and you should play PS5 games on your PS5 because that's why you bought a PS5. Makes sense too, right? From the other side of it.
I mean, it's a cute feature, but I'm never going to use the Xbox thing. Like,
oh, I mean, like that's because you're gonna day one adopt it. But if you don't day one adopt it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. Or if you like oh, hey, man, I can lend you this game. It works on your Xbox One. It's fine. You know, assuming we're lending games in the future.
Yeah.
They haven't said we're not, like last generation. What else? They showed...
Remember when that happened and people were pissed?
My red box.
They were so pissed. They're like, I should be able to load a game to my friends. It was like, I mean, you're not going to. But...
Yeah, no, no one does that. Just me. What else did they show? They showed, I mean, I'll just tell it. They showed Demon Souls.
Yeah,
It looked pretty good.
I wasn't expecting that at all.
It makes me a little mad because I'm very much in the like quit remastering games. You know, that was this generation's thing. Don't keep doing that. And then they showed GTA 5 remastered for PS5. Then they announced an initiative that they're giving PS Plus users $1 million GTA Fun Bucks every month until GTA 5 comes out on the PS5. So, I mean, that's good. That's like, what, $20, right? 1 million? $20, right? I don't know how big.
I have no idea.
I think it's like I think it's like $20. So you can just go to the casino and gamble it, you know, whatever. So, or you can stockpile it. Who knows? What else? They announced the new Horizon Zero Dawn game. It's Horizon
One Dawn.
Forward Westward expansion. Forward into the west. Something like that. It looks cool. She's in San Francisco. Alloy's in San Francisco. And it looks amazing. If someone wants to Google the right name for that. What else they show? They showed the Astro's Playroom, which I was like, yeah. Astro Playroom's probably pretty fun. That's probably $20. Probably not, but, you know, that's what I'm into.
Did they have to copyright claim any of the things they were showing?
I don't think so. Then they had these like weird interstitial kind of things where they were like playing with the logo and stuff, and it was very much putting me to sleep. What else did they show? They showed a new Oddworld game.
Oh, okay. That's a franchise that I just thought was dead.
I mean, well, we had Abe's Odyssey remastered last generation, right?
Yeah, but
4 years ago.
But you know, that thing that you were saying.
Right, but at least it's a new game. It's a new game, right?
Yeah, it's a new game. The only remake that I'd be interested in now, I'm just extremely biased. Like I'd take Mass Effect trilogy.
I mean, that's coming, right? It's basically like confirmed.
It's like all but confirmed, yeah.
What else? I mean, I don't mind remastering. I don't mean to say it's the wrong way. I don't mind, like, Command & Conquer Remastered just came out. That game is, what, 25 years old?
It's old.
25 years you can remaster a game, you know what I'm saying? Not like, hey, Skyrim again.
Yeah.
It's 9 years old. It's been remastered more times than anything else, you know? Right?
Oh my God.
Like, there you go. What else we got? So they showed Resident Evil 8. It's called Village with the VIL. Yep, you got it. So apparently it looks like there's a werewolf kind of thing in there. Chris Redfield's in there.
Oh God, really?
Yeah, he's fat and old.
Wait, no, the werewolf is when I'm like, oh God.
Oh, I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't know. Watch the trailer.
I will. Thank you.
What else they show a trailer for? Some other like small indie stuff, like Annapurna's game, stuff like that. So, and then like I said, like they mentioned the SSD, the 4K HD Blu-ray drive. They didn't really talk about teraflops or any of that stuff or the power of the cloud. They did mention ray tracing a little bit, but like they didn't really like go deep and like, you know, I miss the old days of like, look at the rubber duck that we've been doing a million times. Now there's a planet made of rubber ducks. You know, you don't get any of that stuff. So, yeah. I think like a lot of people are excited about it. You know, there's a lot of things that put out there: Spider-Man, Demon Souls. What was the other one? Resident Evil. You know, and like some of that stuff. You know, obviously like there's another Capcom game that was like 2022 is the date on it. You're like, holy crap, man. So, and then like a lot of stuff like they did say some of the stuff is 2021, so that gives you the idea that it is coming out this year. And some of the stuff is like a little further out, you know. Oh, they showed 2K21 with Zion from the Pelicans. So.
Oh, NBA.
Yeah, right. Not WWE. So, I mean that was very bare bones. It was not there was nothing really to brag about there. Didn't really see anything, I think, from EA, you know, as far as like studios that had stuff in there. They might have been in like one of the little trailers or something, but nothing like. Didn't see Madden, you know, like you would expect.
Yeah.
Didn't see Battlefield. Didn't see Star Wars. Didn't see. We didn't see any Call of Duty. You know, so kind of one of those things like you would expect. Like, you know, like because you think of this as the E3 press conference, you would be like, "Tell me about what exclusives you've locked up," right? Like,
yeah,
that's the time for that. So, and maybe some of that stuff was put out there, you know. Like they didn't have a sequel for God of War, which would have been like you think about it at that time, right?
I mean that's the reason for like me to buy a PS5.
Yeah, I mean, you know, but yeah, I mean, you know, all the internet jokes aside, I mean, no price, hard to say, good or bad, you know, like, you know, yeah. I'm gonna do my spiel that I always do, you know, unless you have to have it to live. You know, then you don't need it. Wait. Let everybody who has more money than you be the free beta testers to figure out if that thing deletes your browser history, I guess. I don't know.
Oh.
I mean, what else could it do, right? Like, you're like, no, takes over your Amazon and orders more copies of itself.
You told it to do it.
Like, yeah.
You didn't read the agreement?
It's the monkey paws right there. Right there. You know, I was watching a thing about that. Like, who doesn't know what a monkey paw does, right?
Yeah, I think it's like a pretty universal term, but like, I'm sure there's people who have just like never heard of that. You know what I mean? Like that conundrum.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's on Adventure. Like Adventure Time had a whole episode that was kind of centralized around the monkey paw. So like,
yeah, I've been watching a lot of horror films, and I was just thinking about that. Anyway, well, you know, that's about it.
Joey and I are gonna have a fucking spoiler cast about Midsummer.
I mean, yeah,
we're just a year late.
Yeah, I mean,
the movie just came out last year. Like,
I mean, if we start talking about it now, we might be done talking about it by the time that the movie's over.
You got all the shit to say about how long that movie is. I mean, like, that's fair. It's long.
It's an artistic choice.
It's a very long film. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, it's 2.5 hours. My steak dinner was cooked and eaten. Time it took to watch it. I guess it's not fair. I could say the same thing about like a 90-minute film.
Yeah, it's a steak. Yeah, it's 2 hours and 18 minutes long. Actually, fuck, it's more than that. I thought it was less.
Yeah, I felt every minute of it. I mean, it's only because I started watching it like 12:30. I'm like, oh, this will be short. And I got like 1:45. I was like, fuck. How much longer is this? Why are we gonna get to the point of this? I mean, I know what it is, but come on. Yeah.
I thought it was a pretty good movie though. I hate movies. So.
That's true. I think you know, like again, we can do the spoiler cast, but I think it's unique in some ways. In some other ways, it's what you expect. And then you know.
Well, I think that like a lot of like calling it a horror film just feels not correct. First off,
it's a thriller.
Because, like,
thriller.
Yeah.
Suspense.
Yeah. I think it's a thriller.
Even if you know what they're doing, it's still suspenseful to get there.
Yeah, because like I was never like at any point in that entire film was I scared. Like even like for the characters, but like there was just
with the face.
Yeah, what's wrong? It's fine. Like it's more like a looming sense of dread, but like fear was like never like a point of contention for me, like in the watching of that film.
When you saw the cloth with the, and you weren't like, what are they gonna do?
No, but like, what you think? Do you think that the tapestry was like what was going to make me be like, oh no?
Oh, they're gonna show that? That's gonna be terrible.
You're like, oh no! I hope that they don't do like a sweet close up of it. And
well, I'll definitely have to get my $5.99 back on this rental. Yeah.
That being said, I've never seen ever in anything, and I'm sure it exists, but like I've never seen it. The first death of the film,
Mm-hmm.
I've just never seen that done that way before. You know what I'm talking about? Where she had the exhaust pipe.
Oh yeah. No. I was trying to think if you were talking about You know that I hadn't seen it done that way. No, that was really traumatic.
Normally you see them like sitting in the car
way,
in the garage, but like she like fucking straight piped it.
Yeah. That's
rough.
That's insane.
You know, you see her face later on in the film, like in the trees, like when she's.
Mm-hmm.
When she's doing the thing. Also, the mother and father are also visible, like during the scene where Danny's on drugs.
Yeah, they show up several times.
One of the scenes where Danny's on drugs.
Everyone's on drugs.
I mean, that's just true.
Maybe that's what I was missing. Maybe I wasn't on drugs.
Yeah, that's probably what.
Will that make the movie even longer?
Maybe. Some people lose their sense of time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'd be like, "How long is this movie?" Like, Joey, we haven't been watching the movie for a day.
It's been fucking 15 minutes, dude. Calm down. You smoked a cigarette, like.
Really hurts.
Yeah,
we're gonna die.
Sorry, bud. You're gonna die.
Ooh, I almost died today.
We all are almost dying every day now.
No. Well, I mean, like, okay, so we're winding down, so I'll tell the story. Obviously, today we had confirmed 76. Let's just say 70 plus new cases of COVID in our town, and they were confined to a certain community, but you know that community just because it was
they were confined to a certain community.
It was a farmer, a farm.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah. Right,
but like so the chances are that like if they caught it in time that there's no spread and it just spread within that community. But like I was telling everyone else, like you don't know where those people went to go buy breakfast. You don't know where they went to go at lunch, to get gas, to get food, groceries. They go to Walmart, right?
I felt the same thing like when. Like right at the beginning of, right at the beginning of the stay-at-home order, when they were like, "Oh yeah, Nukes," there was just a case at Nukes.
Yeah, and Nukes. That was right in the middle of everything.
And like I was like, "God damn it, Joey just convinced me to try that place." Like,
I just ate there recently too.
I know. Yeah, I ate there like a week after you. So like,
that guy turned out that guy was a false positive, or he just had symptoms.
Oh, was it? Okay, cool.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, with that community, like, you know, if there's 78 people, that means someone is highly contagious, or at least contagious enough to infect the community. And so, like, you know, you don't know where they're going out. You know, like of those 76, 78, whatever, 70 plus people. And so, like, you know, obviously at the store, I, you know, enforce masks. And a gentleman came in, and I was like, "Sir, do you have a mask?" He's like, "No." I was like, "You have to wear a mask." No, I did not do that. I was like, "You have to wear a mask." I was like, "You have to wear a mask," and he's like, "Oh, well, then I'll take my business elsewhere." And I was like, "Okay."
What a reasonable human.
I was like, okay. I mean, like, that is not a threat that's compelling to me. Like,
did you know that, like, he's got rights, and
that's fine.
You're definitely just coming very, very close to bordering on inconveniencing him to a degree that matters so little that God, I can't even do a satire.
Here's the kicker. For people who aren't assholes and just like say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have one," I'll go, "It's okay. I have like 20 of them over here for this to such occasion."
Yeah.
And like I don't like having 20 masks in my store because it's just kind of there's a mask ordinance. You should have a mask.
Yeah.
Like, but I understand. I went to the gas station and I realized I did not have my mask. And so I had to go home and get my mask. Because I had to go inside and pay for my gas with cash. So
like that's the thing is that like it's just like not there's so few people that like actually have like a legitimate argument like when it comes to wearing them. Like
yeah.
If your whole thing is that like you can't tell me what to do, that's true.
Yeah.
I can't. But guess what? You don't own Stomping Grounds Game Center. So if you are not the sole proprietor of Stomping Grounds Game Center, you don't get to make the rules for Stomping Ground Game Center.
Right.
And then the thing is, Stomping Grounds Game Center is following the rules that are set down by people who are more powerful than we are.
Yeah.
So it's not a matter of whether or not like it's like an inconvenience to you or whatever. It's
right.
It's a public health crisis.
Well, that's the thing. Is like, you know, a lot of people don't know. Like, I take care of my mom, and she's definitely in the age bracket where that would be the end, you know? And, you know, I have young kids. Usually kids don't get it, but they could. That would also be bad, you know? And then, like, you know, Kyle, you help out the shop. So if I get sick, you know, you would have to come in. And if you get sick, and that's a whole other scenario because you would have to come in to sterilize the store to work, and you know, it wouldn't be good. I don't think you'd be excited about doing that. So, and I tell everyone, like, if they get sick or I get sick, and you know, and you know, I can't count on someone else to come in here and run the store. We just won't have a game store for 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even a month.
Yeah,
you know,
it's 16 days minimum.
Yeah, so like,
and that's with zero complications.
Right, and so you know, let's like not like I tell people, like, let's not risk it. Like, you know, put on a mask. Like,
just like
it sucks.
Be stoked that the game store is open.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, like I tell people, I have the reason why the door is always locked. Well, it's not locked, but it's locked. You know, I have an entry thing is like so that I force the mask so that way I don't get sick. And like you know,
Joey's like, store is locked. It's not locked, but like
I have a magnetic lock. I can just buzz people in. I can buzz people in. And if someone, you know, if an emergency comes on, it's an emergency release, so you can get out.
Yeah.
Without hurting.
So you don't have to burn to death.
Yeah, exactly. If you're like in an emergency situation, you can just get out. It's fine. That's the point. That's why I say it's locked. You know, but like, but legal definition is not locked. Anyway, but you know, like I said, like you know, no one wants to get sick. But anyway, I digress. Alrighty, so everyone's I assume, you know, everyone's here. Alf probably sleeping again.
No, I'm here.
Oh, there you go. There, hey, all right.
Sorry, right. Not much.
No, that's okay. Well, I know, you know, you got it easy. You got work from home. You know, like you gotta make sure you put on a clean shirt, and that's it.
I'd rather not work from home, but that's just me.
Do you mind if I ask? Are you ready for the not going back to work? They let you go clean your desk out yet?
No, not yet. They're still making plans. I told you about that, right? What's happening?
I'd heard from several other sources.
You heard from okay. I get you. Yeah. Yep.
I just haven't.
Oh, you haven't? Alf doesn't have a place to work at anymore that isn't his house.
Yeah, that building's gone. They're selling it. Go figure.
That entire building is being turned into work from home.
They used COVID as an excuse. That's it. They just got the ball rolling with that one. So I'd rather not be working from home. That's just me. I know.
So that like that's just becoming like the state of permanency. Is that like you?
Yeah, I'm permanent. Work from home now. That's it.
Yeah, everyone who works at that company now works from home.
Well, just the game. There's like 3 other campuses, but
everyone who works at that campus.
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying there's a few more campuses that are still open for business. So. Well, not business, but you know what I mean.
Interesting.
So yeah,
I don't know, money savings, I guess.
I mean, like there's a lot of studies that show that working from home and shorter work days improve productivity by like enough margin for them to like analyze it more.
I ain't got no shorter work day. I'll tell you that one much. It's a fine line of separating work and home, and I can't do it because my computer is always a Mac.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it just sucks for me. Sucks. I don't like it.
I've talked to a couple of people who said that like they were looking into moving into a bigger area so that they can have a dedicated home office, because it is very much like work is right. You know what I'm saying? Work. You know, you've seen the Trevor Noah skit. You know, time to go to work, and then he moves to the other side. Then he moves to the other side of the couch. He's like, oh, off work, and he moves to the other side of the couch. You know, like
home, but that's funny. I made a makeshift work from office in my dining room table because we never used it. So I was like, fuck it, I'll make this into a nice desk. It'll be here for a while. Mm-hmm. And when I found out, I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'll put this in my room so I can get out of the kitchen or get rid of the dining room, make it into an office. So now I'm thinking of what to do. I did make space in my bedroom, but I was like, I don't want it in my bedroom. I want to sleep in my damn room, not an office.
No. Yeah, get. So. Well, I know this building is abandoned, but they got cubicles in there. They got cubicles in there. We can just go in there and take one.
You don't say that. You don't say.
It's just abandoned cubicles. Just days of
it's
days.
Nice. They're giving us some of the furniture. Like we're getting chairs. I guess it's nice.
I heard rumor that they're going to offer like a one-time desk stipend.
A what?
A desk stipend.
Like they're going to pay you for your desk?
Like they'll pay you to buy a desk.
Yeah, but then the company that we're using has no desk online to buy because everyone's doing the same thing. So now they're renegotiating if they just give us the $200, give us money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A stipend. Yeah.
So who knows? We'll see. It's mentally exhausting to be at home and work. I get off and I'm just like I'm home, but did I ever leave? Am I here?
I got a place you can come and hang out. A lot of work to do.
All right, I'll just shove it in the corner there. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I do.
We'll just have to boost up that Wi-Fi.
Whoa, no. Come on now. I'll give you a hard line.
Let's not get crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you can use the Wi-Fi. I just showed you the free Wi-Fi. You can use that.
I think I need a lot more Wi-Fi. A lot more bandwidth for the shit I do.
Hey, man, yeah. Work from home, sucks. I've done it. I do it from time to time. So.
Yeah, I get you.
Although for me, it's more of damn it, I'm at work. Leave me alone. Yeah. Stop climbing on me, please. No, I don't. Yeah, it's Dad. Okay, here, have it back. Your turn. Oh, this controller? Thanks. I appreciate you throwing it at me. Thanks. Here's your drink. That's work from home for me. But all right. I guess the every 2 weeks thing is working out pretty nicely. If you boys want to try it again in 2 weeks,
let's get it in stone.
I mean, I don't think my schedule's up, and I don't have my phone.
I mean, not necessarily right now, but not.
Yeah. Alf, how
not the day of.
How you looking in 2 weeks?
Sure. Can't
sure.
predict that far out, but yeah, sure.
Don't worry. World of Warcraft has a calendar that I can set alarms on now, Joey.
Ooh, so it's just because it's always on, right? It's just an operating system at this point.
Yeah.
Gross. Yeah, I lost track of a ton of time and emails and stuff. I don't know what day it is some days. I really have to focus. Use a calendar.
I think it's Thursday.
It is Thursday.
Pretty sure. Because I rated yesterday.
See? Yeah.
Hey man, we're doing heroic Nyalotha.
Mm-hmm.
Gearing up for Mythic.
I only know it's Thursday because one of my vendors called me and said, if you want to get an order in this week, you got 30 minutes. And that means it's 2:00 on Thursday when he calls. And so I did that.
You were like, you motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let me get what's even good right now.
I got Secret Lair Ultimate Edition.
Let me get magic cards that'll be banned in a month.
We didn't talk about that. Fuck, we could have talked about that.
Just real quick, Joey, how do you feel about them banning the previously problematic cards? And problematic not in terms of gameplay, in terms of public view.
So for people who don't know, Wizards of the Coast came out and announced that they are banning a handful of cards. I think it was 7. No, 8 cards. 8 cards. And the most prolific of the cards they've banned was a card called Invoke Prejudice. When you look at it, it is. I mean, there's no other way to describe it. There's no other way to describe it than saying that it's some Klansmen holding some scythe, but they're not white.
Guys,
they're...
if you're gonna talk about
I
gotta go. Data,
All right.
I gotta go.
All right, bye. We'll finish up and then go.
Later. I'm sorry, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Have fun.
We're gonna. Well, he'll figure it out. There we go. Not have to do that. All right. Anyway, just it's a Klansman, like and.
It's just undoubtedly a Klansman.
Right, and then there's ties to. I did it. There's ties to the artist being a white supremacist. So that one, and the card number linked to 1488, which was really weird, but a coincidence.
Yeah.
Right. So there's a lot of reasons to get rid of that one. The other one was one was jihad. That kind of makes sense. One of them was cleanse, which is destroy all black creatures, and the art's kind of a little bit problematic on it a little bit. Crusade.
Yeah, I feel Fogway sucks.
With Crusade, it was like
Crusade doesn't make a lot. It's
all white.
It's called a Crusade, white. And white creatures get
right.
+1.
And then the original art is a depiction of a Crusader, of a religious order. It's clearly denoting Christianity. But I mean, that was the theme of the set at the time, so it kind of made sense. I can't remember the name of the one, but it depicted the Roma people as gypsies, and it uses the term gypsies, which is now a term that's very frowned on.
Yeah.
And that's one I don't know, that's one I struggle with because it's we're just now getting to this point where we don't use gypsies as a term. I don't think I wouldn't use the term gypsies, but it's becoming less because that's just not a
commonly used colloquialism.
Right, exactly. But in Europe it makes sense because that's where the Roma people are and their descendants have fallen upon. But there's definitely been I've seen there was a resurgence within the last 10 years of people trying to. I don't know if they were trying to reclaim it, but there was definitely a movement towards that kind of lifestyle, that kind of heritage, embracing it and things like that.
Can you? I don't know. I don't want to put you on the spot, but what's the beef with stone throwing devils?
I just imagine it's just a poor depiction of the art. Because I looked at it and I was like, I think it's just because they're dark creatures. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, they're kind of loincloth bearing. You know what I mean? They. Yeah,
I mean, and what was the other one? The one where it's clearly a darker skinned.
Are you talking about Imprison, which is a very dark skinned man who actually has a black face?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I mean, it's some of them the intention isn't there, because you have to look at when the set was made and what the set was themed around and things like that. But it's still a negative stereotype that's there, and it could be problematic. And if something could be problematic, and especially those cards, I think the only thing that's lost power here, and relative power, is the card Invoke Prejudice because it is a powerful effect.
Yeah.
But most people don't play it, so it doesn't really matter. The argument can be made for Crusade being an effect that you'll play because it's a relatively cheap card and a relatively effective at what it does. There's some other art for it that's out there that's lost now.
Yeah, less problematic, but
yeah, but still, and they also banned the cards so that you can't play with them anymore. In any competitive event, you can play with them at your house. The cards you can't the official card image gallery just doesn't show them anymore.
Yeah, you can still get Oracle text, but you don't get the image.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so like I think it's a starting point to try to write the ship. Like I mean they've been doing this for years. Like you and I we've been playing Magic for a long time, and we were there when they started to like. Remember they were like, hey, why is Gideon kind of dark now, right?
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, technically Gideon's background is supposed to mirror that of like a Mediterranean kind of peoples, and so he should be a little more olive skin, a little darker skin. So we're trying to like the person who we told that to went a little bit too far in the darkening direction, so it looks like this other thing. But this is what we're trying to go for, and that's something like I think I have a picture of old art. Yeah, see, like there's that's too dark. That's some old art of Gideon. Right? There you go.
Yeah, like
clearly more white than, And then do I have like a it's funny because I have this a bunch of cards from his spell book.
Oh yeah.
And now here we go. Martyr's
Bond. My least favorite Path to Exile.
Well, but like now, like Martyr's Bond.
Focus. All right.
Yeah, see, like a little more Mediterranean on there, right?
Yeah.
And like that's for people who don't know, but you can look them up. But yeah, and then go into Kaladesh, which had like like a Indian Peninsula kind of vibe to it, and then Amonkhet, which had like an Egyptian kind of vibe to it, and peoples of those types of skin colors and races and ideas, and then they're definitely trying to avoid anything to like a proto I don't know, I don't want to say that the right way. Trying to avoid declaring any populace savage,
yeah, sure.
or uncivilized. Like trying to avoid that kind of descriptions and things like that. So I mean, whereas in the past that is fair game, you know what I'm saying? Like, right? So
yeah, the issue is like now going forward, it's like someone's gonna find something that.
Well, once you open
it ends up being problematic. Yeah, like I mean, like
better.
I don't disagree with the decision to like have those artworks no longer being like circulated around in casual or even non-casual formatting or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's at the end of the day, it's their product. They get to make the decisions, and I agree that like there's no room for racism anywhere.
Right.
So like it's one of those things where it's like, am I gonna think that somebody who's playing Invoke Prejudice is a racist because they own that card and play that card? Not like
I mean, one of the most left-leaning people I know own that card.
Yeah,
and played it, and like we all agree when he got it, and we're like, the art is clearly terrible. Like,
yeah,
but it's about the getting the spell, whatever, like.
So
and they've edited cards in the past. Remember, Unholy Strength used to have a crap. Help me out here. With the thing and the star and the circle, pentagram. There used to be a pentagram in the background of Unholy Strength, remember? And they removed that over time, like not even over time, within like a year.
Yeah.
Because they were worried about like,
Was that the Therese Nielsen? No, the Therese Nielsen art was the replacement. Yeah,
right. They still had the one where the guy was like this, but like they just removed the pentagram.
The big flexing guy.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, like it makes sense to me that these cards and artworks have been scrutinized, and it's surprising that they weren't more scrutinized until now, but like especially coming to a point where racial injustice and social injustice are at the forefront of people's thoughts right now. Makes more sense that companies are kind of doubling back on,
right? And then
anything that the same thing happened with like YouTubers that I love, like Game Grumps removed some of their old videos because they considered some of the jokes that were in there to be somewhat problematic. Sure. Nothing that was like in context, nothing that was like overtly racist. Right. But a lot of jokes taken out of the context in which they were told can look all sorts of bad. Mm-hmm. And I think that there was a mounting concern that was the direction that those videos were eventually going to take. And so disassociating yourself with it, like, probably just seems like, especially from a business standpoint, is the correct measure. And then also being transparent about it. You know what I mean? Like, if they had like removed those things without being like, look, we recognize that this happened. Like, we made those jokes. We were younger people. We were less educated people. Like, less mature people.
It happens where you try to tell a joke and you think it's funny, and maybe it is funny at the time.
Absolutely.
And then
I mean, like, there's something to be said for shock value. You know what I mean? Like, there's people who are just professional provocateurs who have made their entire living off of just saying a thing that has shocked people.
Right. And sometimes
Marilyn Manson, Milo Yiannopoulos. I don't mean to compare those two, but like, it's the same profession basically. And what's that dude's name? Ben Shapiro?
Yeah.
I don't know what that guy does. He says he's a lawyer, but every time I see him, he's just going like, "Got him, liberal."
Well, you gotta remember, the guy who hosts TMZ is a lawyer.
Joey, technically, we're all lawyers.
Yeah, well, with Wizards, I definitely feel like if there was a moment to do it, they chose the right. They chose. If there was a moment to make up for not having done it sooner, now is the time, right? So
yeah,
and then just being like, hey, these cards are problematic, and we're not saying we didn't print them. We're not saying they don't exist. We're just saying that the art of
you can't play with them anymore.
they serve no value to increase better the game, or
they certainly hold no value for the direction that they're going in terms of
yeah exactly. I think it's a very little consequence too. Like I've seen trade groups who are like, we're not trading in these cards. We don't want to buy them. We don't want to see them sell them. We don't want to deal with it. And I've seen some groups who double down on, like, this is going to be a collector's piece, and it's we deal in collector's cards, so we're going to deal in it, so up to you. But all right, I guess 2 weeks we'll be back. Woo! It'll be almost July. I'll probably have a bigger beard because I can't get a haircut, and I don't want to trim it myself.
Haircuts.
I need a haircut, for real, and I do need to trim my beard because it's getting to the point where like the mask just sits on beard and it doesn't go around my face.
I'm definitely heading your direction now, bud. Like the other day, like I was just like doing some beard grooming and like just coming across the string cheese, Joey.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like string cheese stuck in there, right?
I've never agreed with you. I don't think it looks like string cheese, but the gray hairs are like, they're in there. You can't see them on camera. Like, I still have a youthful reddish blondish tone. But if I wasn't so fucking bald, you'd see that I was graying long before I went bald.
Yeah, I would. My advice to you is you need to, within the next few months, decide what road you want to go on. Do you want to be where I am, where there's no going back, or do you want to be like Samuel L. Jackson Stop saying, like, and just be like, this keeping it looking nice and even, nice and colored in.
I'm going to age naturally, and I'm not going to pluck my gray hairs. I'm not going to dye my gray hairs.
I pluck the ones that are like really like stray, like if one's like sticking up like this. And it's
grooming is one thing. I'll groom absolutely, but like Joe, I remember there was a long time where I wore a hat all the time. Remember, like I
smelled terrible.
You did, yeah. It was probably gross. But yeah, like I just I reached a point where I just decided that like I was gonna be done being ashamed of who I am or what I look like. You know what I mean? Like I like me, and if you don't like me, then I'm sorry. If you're like, man, Kyle was way cooler when he had less gray hair.
No, I went to like a Stewart. Stewart says his family. No, Pat. No, which ones I like? It's like I like me. Oh, never mind. It's SNL skit where he's looking in the mirror.
Oh, okay.
Not Stewart. It was not Pat.
I think you're thinking of if it's not Scottish, it's crap.
It was Al Franken doing it. Is the person who was doing that?
Of course, it's Al Franken doing it.
Well, man, if that's the road you're going, that's the road you're going. Just be ready. Just be ready for this asymmetrical bullshit that sucks.
Yeah, that's the one thing is that like asymmetry really bugs me. But I already have I already have an asymmetrical beard. Like just the way that it grows is.
Right, but trim it up.
Yeah. But yeah, fuck being ashamed of who you are.
There you go, bud. All right. Well, I appreciate it. Have fun going back to playing WoW. Wow. Go back to binging with Babish, the basics.
I love binging with Babish.
He showed up in my rotation because I was watching some cooking stuff, and he was just like next. And I was like, all right, well, whatever. I watched him make mac and cheese. It was pretty good. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The one where he was like putting like little pockets of mozzarella in it.
I think so. It was one where he was doing the basics.
He's got like some fucking stuff that like I think is a little bit superfluous, but like I don't know why you putting mozzarella in mac and cheese. You know what I'm saying? Like
he did say that he wanted it to be stretchy.
He just wanted it for the stretch. Mm-hmm. Yeah, whatever. If you like stretchy mac, then get in there. You know what I'm saying?
I also watched a guy make I've been watching people like candying bacon a lot. I don't know how I got onto those videos, but
candy bacon strips. Yeah. Did you see the whole my cat?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. He
likes candy. He likes candy bacon too.
He likes stretching and then laying back down immediately. It's his whole deal. Did you see the thing with Bon Appetit? Speaking of racists?
No.
Yeah, so the editor-in-chief of Bon Appetit magazine / the YouTube channel, widely popular YouTube series, he was discovered in doing some in brownface. It's not quite. Yeah, it's not quite blackface. Not saying that it's better or worse, but he's like him and his wife were like, I want to say trying to portray Latinos. I don't know, like to what degree like he was going for, but it was pretty. You know what I'm saying? Like you see the picture and you go, ooh.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like I try to like.
Not be photographed in blackface.
Right. Well, I mean, yes, but
weird.
I mean, there's a lot of things where you go, like, man, why didn't somebody stop you?
Yeah, someone with better sense than you's got to be standing next to you. It's weird that like you're like, I'm gonna do blackface, and then literally everyone you tell it to prior to goes like, yep.
Yeah, I mean, like like
I'm looking right at you, Justin Trudeau. What the fuck, man? People thought you were not a racist, and you're just a racist.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes with that kind of stuff, I go, man, like someone really should have helped you because you really stepped in it there. I mean, like
Yeah, but then again, like nowadays too, like people are more interested in exposing a racist than
yeah. I
than
mean,
helping a racist become aware that their attitude is problematic. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like it.
At that point, you hope to be like, no, I really screwed up colossally, and you know, uh,
He kind of did. Basically immediately when the news broke, like he was like, "I resign. Like I'm out." You know what I'm saying? And then it also came out that like Bon Appetit just doesn't pay its
oh my god,
POC employees as much as it's insane. Like
oh
it's
my
just
god,
it's actually like if you don't have your name on one of the shows on the YouTube channel, you get
Mhm.
paid the baseline shit regardless of what you're featured in. Like
Mhm.
Sola, the I want to say she's Indian, but like she doesn't have like a Sola presents
Right, right.
eating with whatever. You know what I mean? Like she doesn't make nearly as much money as say like Brad Leone or not saying that it's Brad's fault. Obviously, like if they want to pay you, you're gonna take it. Like,
Right.
but like it's also just this is like what people were talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like there's all these people who go like, oh, the wage gap just doesn't exist. Like that's a statistical fallacy and whatever. And it's just like you're just wrong.
I will
Like
say
you're
this.
just
I will say this, like, if you're still in quarantine and you still don't have anything to do, there's a lot of resources for you to dig in and learn, and expand your knowledge and expand your life experience. Like, I tell a lot of people, like, I still have a lot of growing up to do, and I still have a lot of maturing to do. And
uh,
and a lot of people, they come at me and they say this and
well, that's the thing is that like I think you and me are in kind of similar thing. Like I think you have we have very different life experience, right? Like
right.
um
But there's a lot of the
but
same there, like
well, yeah, but like the thing is that what we share is that our circle that
hmm
we run in like
hmm
us a lot.
yeah,
And so like there's like this weird kind of divide between um and I'm not saying that like enablers aren't your friends,
right.
but there's a big difference between like the people who are going to tell you. That's like one thing that like you've always given it to me straight. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? Like uh I've got another friend who's, no matter what the circumstances, has always given it to me straight, regardless of whether or not my feelings are going to be hurt or
hmm
it's just one of those things where that's the type of friend that I want to be,
hmm
and I try very hard not to hide things from people. But like I think that there are so many people that are so empathetic that
hmm
like they're they think that like if they tell you something that is hard to talk about, that like you're going to be hurt by it, and that they don't have the ability to hurt you.
yeah. I mean, I will tell like some people like one of my like I've told a lot of people like one of my biggest shortcomings right now that I've thought about is like, there's a lot of things that like where
It's the dick.
I don't have I just don't have the wherewithal that I used to have to adjust some people's perspective. Like I can only tell you these stories and these things and so many times, and like if you don't know by now, like what am I supposed to do, right?
Sure.
Like
That's like one of the burdens, right? Is that like that's like one thing that like you recently said that like you had been like looking into substitute teaching,
yeah.
which I think that seems like a good fit for you. I think that
Mhm.
like that, and like especially kind of coupled with what you just said. I don't know what like age range you're talking about,
Right, but like
but
just anyone, like if someone like I deal with like a lot of
teaching
game.
just like grants you a different perspective. So like
Right. No, I was gonna say like dealing with the gaming community, there's a lot of people who don't realize there's a human on the other side of whatever the whether it be online or on a card table or standing beside someone in a Smash match. Like
it's super funny that you bring this up. Very coincidental, because like I said, I'm playing World of Warcraft, which is a very like player versus player centric system. That on either side of those are, you know what I mean, the option to interact with as little players or as many players as you would like. That being said, most of the time when it comes to like open conflict with the opposing faction, which is the Horde, because fuck you, I play Alliance.
All right, go ahead.
If you want to play WoW with me, you got to play Alliance now. Like, I'm just not going to play Horde. But I still think about it in terms of that's the same guy. You know what I mean? Like across all the tubes of the internet, there's just another human being who's sitting in front of a computer who's just like trying to play their game and, you know what I mean, like better their character or whatever, even if it's just to like escape for a bit or whatever. And so like a lot of the times, like I have a very hard time like attacking another player. You know what I mean? Like because like I feel like I put myself in like an empathetic situation where I go, oh, I recognize the quest that he's doing. Would I want to be attacked by Horde while I was doing that quest?
Probably not, right?
Yeah, and then so like 9 times out of 10 I just don't. But then there are other times where like I just get you, because like it's just too advantageous. Not, you know what I mean? Like if there's a quest to kill Horde, then I kill Horde. And like I used to be like a very like if you're red you're dead kind of player, but now in my old age, I go like, this guy's probably just like grinding for this mount, or like, you know what I mean? Like they're just like trying to fucking get the rep up, or they're like trying to get a certain drop, and like me killing them is just gonna take another 5 minutes out of their day. Right. That granted they've chosen to have war mode on. Like that's one thing that like I do justify now is I go, well, they made the choice to fight. You know what I mean? Like, at one point they click the thing that says like, yes, I'm allowing other players to interact with me. But there's still a lot of times where like, if it's I'm kind of getting a lot into like the dichotomy of WoW, but like you get basically like more rewards for having that box checked.
Yeah.
If you're doing like world quests that are like dailies or whatever, the rewards are usually you get like 25% more rewards if you're in the active PvP mode. So like I think about that too. Like I go like, oh well, maybe this guy doesn't have as much time, so he's trying to maximize the amount of time that they have by having that thing checked, so they could just go out, do their dailies, get the maximum amount of essences or whatever, so they can, you know, get back to taking care of their kid, or you know what I mean, like whatever. And so like a lot of times like I get kind of caught up in that shit. Sorry, bud.
It's funny.
Jeez. But yeah, like I'm losing my edge, man.
Yeah. You know, I mean,
speaking of Joey,
greatest
wrestling match ever.
I have to check my schedule, but that might be a thing.
I don't give a shit about anything else, but I want to watch fucking Edge and Orton.
On this day.
you know that's the name of my World of Warcraft character, right?
On this day?
It's Yon this day, YON TI or THISDEI, Yon this day.
All right.
Yeah, that's my main.
That theme still kicks. It's pretty good. It still slaps.
Dude, it's a fucking banger. And like that band sucks. Alter Bridge is fucking trash, but that song rules.
Hey, you know, a broken clock's right twice a day, right? So
in this case, it's only right once a day, but it's still.
Yeah, who knows? I find it funny they still have the license for it. So
Alter Bridge was like, they're still sending us that check for $37 or whatever.
If that's all it is, I mean, I'll do it. All right. Well,
at least they're not ruining their reputation like Trapped.
Yeah, I saw they did some other stuff. Like if you dig into their stuff too, like they I don't remember what they were doing before, but they've been like real back and forth on are they the heroes or are they the villains, and like
definitely back and forth. They've been straight ahead on being fucking crazy, just being like,
oh yeah, crazy, definitely, yeah.
fuck you, libtard. Like,
Oh
it's
my
like,
God.
it's like literally their whole shtick. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. What is it?
But calm down.
What was it? I saw that like was it they're like the American divorce is getting crazy, or the world divorce is getting crazy because the right got Harry Potter and the left got NASCAR. Like, oh man, that's crazy. That is crazy. Yeah. So, yeah, like I said,
I have no idea what to like. Harry Potter is like one of those things where like the majority of the people that I know love Harry Potter, right? Like that's just like a thing that has been like kind of consummately throughout their lifetime, and that set of dude, what the fuck is going on with this cat? Are you picking that up? Can you hear him?
Yes.
Jesus. All right.
I know what you're saying and what you're getting at, and I'll tell you.
I just what the fuck, right? Like,
I will tell you the same thing that I think about when I think about like Looney Tunes and the things that I loved when I was a kid, right? And there's some really racist Looney Tunes stuff, right? And so you have to remember that those things that we love sometimes aren't perfect because they're made by people who are also not perfect. And
yeah, are you gonna hit him with the Homer quote?
But it's still
the crows weren't racist. The people who animated the crows were racist.
Right. But
so like that's the thing, right? But like Disney still put some of those movies like on Disney Plus. They just
right. So
have a warning that was like, look, these are from a different time. They're from different people. Right. Like it.
And with Harry Potter, you just need to say, this is something that's very beloved, and the stories can still be beloved. The characters can still be beloved.
I agree. But, I very often preach that.
Like Orson Scott Card, like he's a known anti-homosexual conversion therapy kind of whatever, but he wrote some really good sci-fi, and we all liked it before we found out, and
H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah, H.P. Lovecraft. Don't meet your heroes is the answer.
Even if you meet your heroes, remember that you can separate the art from the artist.
If you can, if you
can, sure. There's sometimes where they're just too deeply entwined and it's just not feasible. Right. But like, you know what I mean? Like you can read Hemingway and not cheat on your wife and go to Africa and kill animals, but maybe you go out on your boat and fight Nazis too.
Right. And like I said, flawed humans are, and just take it to that, and then just don't give them a platform anymore. We don't care what you think anymore, J.K. Rowling's. You can talk. You
already excreted the best thing you'll ever excrete, so.
Yep. So enjoy doing that.
Enjoy your billions of dollars, but shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Or don't shut the fuck up. Like we should just stop listening to her.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Just go over there. No one cares.
Fucking say whatever you want. Just know that. I saw like a whole thing about people being like, Harry Potter written by unknown.
Yeah, we don't know.
It's like it's like that's not true. Like don't do that. Like that's also a dangerous line of thought.
No, it's just accept that people are flawed, and maybe she'll change her opinion. Maybe she'll grow.
Yeah.
If she doesn't, then
rehabilitation is absolutely a thing that does not get nearly enough credit.
And like I said, like I was saying is, I'm not perfect. I still got a growing up and maturing to do, and maybe she's there too, where she needs to learn and to experience. Like a lot of that stuff is gated behind your preconceived notions because you have no exposure, or your exposure is limited to stereotypes or your own preconceived notions. So
just zero context. Yeah.
Maybe she'll get the context she needs, and there's no right way to do it. Like
Well, I mean, like, you know, she's clearly not a trans person. Maybe it's also that she's never been around a trans person. So,
or
like,
maybe her only experience with trans people is in the in a negative context.
Sure.
You know, and especially now that she is very,
I mean, prolific as a writer. Yeah.
well, no, I was going to say like it'd be very rough for a trans person to come up to her and be civil, and that's not going to change her perspective, you know. And then if a person were to come up to her and try to be civil, that she would see as that person as having an agenda. So, you know, that's the hand that you get. Oh, I forgot to mention I played Clubhouse games on the Switch. I just remembered it.
Alf!
Bring him back. All right.
Come back.
All right. Stay on. I'll talk to you for a second, and then we'll get out of here. He's got to say later. Bye.
Weird episode.